Greetings to you all! Oh, sweet Jesus, it is the end of the week. We have been live today for 7.5 hours. And I am more than ready after smashing my face into Bahamut for the last, 2.5 hours or so to have some drama time with all you wonderful people from around the world. And I imagine we've got some new viewers to drama today. Hello? Simple, really. People on the internet get a little bizarre because they have anonymity on their side. And therefore, we like to regale our audience for an hour a week with some crazy stories that happen with those anonymous crazy bastards. All anonymous, all fun, all good. So if you have a story to share with us, if you're watching for the first time, you're like, oh, I get this, please send it to drama@preachgaming.com. Doesn't matter if it's World of Warcraft, doesn't matter if it's Final Fantasy XIV, doesn't matter what it is. We're just looking for good tales in order to spread the good word and also put out some red flags that you might want to watch out for in your online adventures. Certainly, we have had many, many of those. Many tales to go along with it. It's been a hell of a week. We have played our horror game for this week, Tormented Souls, but tomorrow on Saturday, we are doing Phasmophobia VR. And on Monday, finally, I'll begin the Heavensward story of Final Fantasy XIV. After the glorious welcome I know many of you are aware of, where hundreds of people welcomed me into Heavensward. We have finally made it, and on Monday we are going to be doing that, as well as maybe even Lost Ark Beta starts next week. We might have a quick look at Lost Ark as well. We've got a lot to do. A hell of a lot to do. It's going to be a fun old weekend, my friends. It's a fun old weekend. We're going to have fun. So, tales we've been sent this week involve a lot of angry people, which is always fantastic. Angry people on the interwebs getting angry at other people on the interwebs because they're meanies. And of course, there's nothing more synonymous with being mean than red is dead. Let's put caps in there. Red is dead. We've all been there. Everybody here, I think, at some point or another has been corpse camped, taken down, ravaged. Ravaged. We don't need a name for this. Interesting. Yes, we have got a very busy schedule alongside our new office. The Preach Gaming office is coming to life thanks to your wonderful support. For all our subscribers on our website who support Drama Time on our YouTube channel, thank you all. And of course our Twitch subscribers who keep us going. The Preach Gaming offices are on the way. So it should be a lot of fun. Stressy? Nah. It's all relaxed. It's all good. It's all good. You can see a KFC from our office. Okay. The tags Bex has put me for me here is Dickhead. Dickhead is going to be the theme of this one. So that should be good. Dickhead. Let's see we go. Greetings, all the wonderful people in the audience, and of course to you, Mike. I wish to take you back to 2007. All the way back. You might remember this is the World of Warcraft expansion, The Burning Crusade. For a little background on me, I started playing MMOs in 2001 and 2002 in the most revered of MMOs of all time that I imagine no one here ever played. I'll be surprised, our live audience, if you did play this. The Dark Age of Camelot. As some of you may know, Dark Age of Camelot's endgame is centered around Realm versus Realm PvP, a la New World and Guild Wars. You gain Realm points for killing opposing faction players. These are essentially experience for a secondary leveling system known as Realm Ranks. As you earn your Realm points, you will achieve Realm levels, and each level, 1 Realm skill point. There are Realm abilities you purchase with these Realm skill points to increase your character's power and become stronger so you can dominate the world. There are 10 levels per rank, and at each rank you gain a new title that all the world can see, showing how powerful and how experienced you are. All that is to explain, the system works well, but has one, as always with MMOs, one fairly large problem. That is, it rewards winning more than skillful, or what many would consider fair play. And I'm sure many people, when War Mode was first introduced into World of Warcraft, will understand. This then leads to a certain mentality amongst the players that red is, of course, dead. And I say, I also had that mentality. That is to say, any enemy in a PvP area is free game, regardless of any disadvantage they may have. So those would be the usual things you would expect, right? Currently fighting somebody else. Being AFK. Or being, of course, 20 levels lower than you. Now, let me tell you this little story. It takes place in North America on a PvE WoW realm. I was on my level 70 Alliance Moonkin. I had no pressing matters to attend to and was casually running around the world, chatting with my guild of real-life friends, when I stumbled upon a PvP flagged level 20 Orc Shaman in Booty Bay. Reminder, I'm level 70. I lamented to my guild, man, if only this fucking red idiot was not in Booty Bay where the guards would kill me. I'd massacre him. My friends replied, you are level 70. You are wearing PvP gear. I don't think the guards will kill you before you can get away. Why don't you science it? The logic was sound. He was level 20. He had no chance to survive. I could get away. I'm a druid after all. I've got all the movement in the world. So I'm just staring at this red guy. Umming and ahhing. When my finger went to the moonfire button, he instantaneously died. I prepared to run. But no guards appeared to punish me. Nothing happened at all. I was confused. I looked around. Where are they? Turns out that on a few days a year, on a select few days, after world events, the Booty Bay bruisers get hammered and pass out. And they won't attack anyone. And this was one of those days. A smile crept upon my face. It was time for fun time. Elated at my good luck with my opponent vanquished, I started to head towards the boat. Only for that poor level 20. That little level 20 orc came back to life in front of me. Now this time I had absolutely no hesitation. In fact, I never even considered not killing him. So I butchered him to the floor. Curious. Why would he respawn? Why would he have the cojones, the testicle fortitude, to come back to life? Why did he even think he could get on my fucking boat? So I waited. Sure enough, he rezzed again. Starts walking off like nothing had happened. So I murdered him again. At this point, I've relayed the events to my friends, and I am having a good old time. So I stay. At this point, it's becoming a case of stubbornness. Surely he's going to turn off his PvP flag, right? Surely he's not going to just keep doing this. But no. 45 minutes, I camped this guy. He rezzed every single time he could. So I murdered him again. And then he rezzed again. So I murdered him again. I started to become confused by his determination to make it to the dock and his apparent refusal to just turn off PvP. So I relentlessly murdered him over and over again. At this point, I actually started to feel bad. It was becoming apparent that whoever this poor soul was, no amount of being clapped would deter them from getting on that boat. I was about to call it a day. Surely he's had enough. And leave this little orc to his business. But then the dream. The sweet, sweet dream that every ganker loves to see happened to me. I got a whisper. A message in the pink. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can you please stop killing that orc? I do a slash who? Who is this? A level 1 human mage? No. I told them. That's my son. He just wants to play WoW. He just wants to get on the boat. I'm not going to lie, I felt a twinge of guilt. Was this just a young boy just trying to play some World of Warcraft? But he was red. So I replied, you should teach him to turn off his PvP flag, you motherfucker. He doesn't know how. This annoyed me. The assumption that I should concede. The assumption that I should coddle some random child from somewhere on the globe because his parents couldn't explain to him about PvP flags. As if it was my responsibility to teach and educate. So I replied. Then he shouldn't be allowed to play the game then, should he? If you don't stop, then my husband and I are going to get on our hunters and we're going to kill you and see how you like it. Game on. As a veteran of internet shit talk, I responded with, sure. Punctuated by a moonfire, killing the little orc boy. A few minutes later, 2 Horde BM hunters show up at the dock and stand over the corpse of the orc, which at this point is roughly halfway to the dock. They slash point and slash no at me. It's PvE realm. They hadn't turned on their PvP flags. So I couldn't kill them. They couldn't kill me. I would have to wait for them to make the first move if they were bold enough to do it. Another minute passes, and then, of course, up pops that little orc of unrelenting boat pursuit. He starts trundling his little dwarfy legs towards that boat. Killed him again. Immediately, both hunters pop their cooldowns and light into me. Expecting this, though, I jumped backwards off the dock and into the water. Both of their pets went on that long-ass journey up the dock to find any way they could get in the water to get to me. So now I'm dealing with 2 petless Beastmaster hunters. They dived into the water to try and kill me. I killed them both. Their bodies turned to skeletons with no sign of the hunters indicating they'd rezzed at the spirit healer. Thinking this was probably the end, I went back to the orc's corpse to see if he'd tried to sneak away while I was murdering his parents. He had not. I stood there for a few minutes, chuckling to my friends that their parents couldn't kill a Moonkin 2v1. They had returned to the pink. They had made a name with my username and some profanity added to the end. I was apparently supposed to be scared because now it was the dad. The father now logging into the alliance to call me a prick and a bully, among other things. Unfazed by the rantings of somebody who was clearly shit at the game, I calmly informed him that this all could have been avoided if you could just teach your son to turn off PvP. Really, you can solve all this in a heartbeat. He kind of gave in to me, which made me sad. If you're good enough at PvP to kill 2 hunters at once, why would you waste your time killing a little level 20? I calmly responded, I'm just teaching him life lessons. Sometimes parents are stupid and don't teach you things you need to know. And people like me are going to come around and teach you for you. I really hope this isn't 2 parents and a little boy who are getting bullied by a fucking space chicken. About 5 minutes later, an unflagged level 20 orc shaman spawned at the dock of Booty Bay. Unflinching in his pursuit of a boat. He boarded the boat and he sailed off into the sunset. For the rest of the expansion, my friends referred to me as Dickhead instead of my actual character name and still occasionally call me what I do, something particularly dickish. But honestly, that kid did learn how to turn off his PvP flag. So I'll let the court decide. Am I guilty? Was I an asshole? Or did I in fact teach this boy an important lesson? Guilty as fuck. Both guilty as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I've never found pleasure in killing lobies. I'll be honest. Now, to be fair though, In New World, we did have like 10 people hunt down one guy. We failed, by the way. It was pretty miserable. But, I mean, you know, there is that moment. There is that moment. Okay. All right. Now, Bex recommends, I don't know why, that this goes next. Okay, no. Oh, we need 2 guild names. All right, wait. We need our peers. I hope our Final Fantasy XIV guys are here, who enjoy a little bit more roleplay than our WoW guys usually. We need 2 guild names. One, a dwarf and gnome only guild, and another, a PvP guild. We need a PvP guild. So we need a dwarf, a gnome only guild, and a PvP guild. This is to our wonderful live chat here. Who got some names? The shorts, the ankle biters. Yeah, the ankle biters. And the apes. Let's, in tribute. Yeah, I believe apes is disbanded now. We'll go with the apes in tribute to their long-lasting World of Warcraft journey. I'm pretty sure they've disbanded now. All right. Did WoW change? Or did I? I didn't quit WoW. I stopped doing content on WoW. So I did. Although, to be fair, I have not played World of Warcraft in a month now, I think. Something like that. Okay. We have the ankle biters and the apes. Okay. I mean, WoW. Have you guys already answered the question? Did WoW change or did I? WoW changed. Okay. Hello, Preacher. I'm a big fan of Drama Time. Your show brings me laugh, joy, and reminds me of why I love online gaming, and I binge it every time I get a chance. Thank you very much. Since I'm constantly craving for more drama stories, I decided that I should submit one of my own and contribute to other people's enjoyment. It's very kind of you. And as a first submission, I am offering you the most ridiculous drama that World of Warcraft ever offered me, and the one with the biggest impact on my gamer life. This is the story of how I stopped loving World of Warcraft. Oh, what could this be? What could this be? Surely it's not. I don't think it. Okay, we'll see. I don't want to guess. What could this be? Before I begin my tale, a little bit of context of who I am IRL. I was 10 years of age when World of Warcraft was released. At that time, like many other children's, I was huge into Warcraft 3. This was the dreamed game. It took me several years to convince my parents to buy a subscription so I could play. And once I set foot into Azeroth, my life changed forever. I loved the game. It has everything. The zones you crossed, the people you meet, the quest you accomplished, the challenges you overcame. I loved every single second of my time in Azeroth. I was 13 years old at this point, and all my life was World of Warcraft. I was constantly talking about WoW, writing about WoW, thinking about WoW. I even started writing some fan fiction based on Warcraft 3 and some of the main characters. Right, yeah. Send that in. I would love to read it. But don't get me wrong. I wasn't a typical WoW player. I wasn't doing any PvE progress or high-rated PvP. I came from a household where the playtime was under parental control. Oh, no. Ooh, any guesses? How long is our boy allowed to game per week? Per week. An hour a day? Okay, hour a day. Oh, not bad. Yes. Our gamer is allowed to play 2 hours per week. 2 hours per week. If I was ever a risk that I was to go over this time and my parents would frequently tell me they would cut my subscription. They were afraid that I would turn into one of those game addicts they had seen on the news. He's got to be one of them guys. He's got to be one of them game addicts. Yeah, God forbid that he might grow up and spend 7.5 hours trying to kill a boss. Imagine the nightmares. But those attempts did not, of course, shut down my hunger to be a gamer. They fueled it. During those long months that could turn into a full year, I was still engaged with anything related to World of Warcraft. I even used to play the WoW trading card game as a fix. Oh, no way! That game doesn't really exist. That's just to get mounts. Fucking nerd. In case you are curious, I started in the Burning Crusade and finished leveling my main over the course of 3 years. towards the end of Wrath of the Lich King. Jesus fucking Christ. That's longer than me in FF14. Fucking hell. As you may guess, my playtime never allowed me to engage seriously in any endgame activity, beside a couple of raid bosses here and there. So let's begin my little story. July 2012. Jesus fuck, I'm old. We're in the middle of Dragon Souls content drought. Was that 2012? It was 9 years ago when we was Mr. Pandaria. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Yikes. 9 years ago. Mr. Pandaria is not coming... Mr. Pandaria is not coming up until several months. And a large part of the people I play with are not really into gay panda stuff. Of course. Goes without saying. Plus, if I refer to the trade chat of my server... I mean, to be fair, that's pre-furries breaking out, right? That was the initial reaction. The pandas are for girls. That was pre-furries. Plus, if I refer to the trade chat of my server at the time, WoW is dead and it has been killed by Cataclysm, was all I would ever see. But I personally enjoyed my time. Me too, I loved Cataclysm. I'm about to start college, and I proved to my parents that you can manage to beat high school IRL while still being a WoW addict, despite me not really getting to play. Which brings us back closer after many long years of conflict. They are actually so convinced that they said they would pay for my WoW subscription for my entire summer break. Wow. Oh, so they did actually turn your subscription off sometimes? Jesus fucking Christ, man. All summer, you can play on your computer if you want. Hey, not bad. Last time I played World of Warcraft was 10 months ago at this point. I now have my first own computer, a new shiny laptop that I got for my studies, and I am allowed to play World of Warcraft as much as I want. After all these years, and exciting times are coming. However, I was working the whole month as an activity leader during the daytime for a group of children around 6, which, as you can imagine, is quite exhausting. Yes, I'm aware, I have 2 of them. But every evening, I was enjoying Azeroth without restrictions. And I love that you actually started a job taking care of other kids before your parents let you play video games. I don't love that, actually. That's horrible. It's actually horrible. I was enjoying Azeroth without any restriction, and I had a blast. I cleared Dragon Soul, my first entire raid. I started an alt character, and I was also very excited for Mr. Pandaria. The content drought was not a thing for me, and I was barely starting to explore Cataclysm. I just remember that there was this really weird mood in the community, in the forums, the in-game chats. Everyone was just bitching about the game all the time. So glad that finally stopped. Right, fellas? But I didn't have any concern about it, as I had found the ultimate content machine. I discovered roleplay. Oh no. Yes. Back in the Burning Crusade, I rolled on a roleplay PvP realm. As I was assuming the more options, the better. And RP was actually one of the few contents my playtime allowed me to keep up with. And I was a big lore fan from them Warcraft 3 days. While everyone was complaining about Cataclysm, Dragon Soul, and Mr. Pandaria, us roleplayers were having the best time. As a side project, I started leveling up an Alliance character. I was mainly playing on Horde, but the Alliance roleplay community on my server seemed to be the chillest bunch of dudes, and I wanted to join in. Don't ask me how I successfully managed to play both factions on the same PvP realm. I have no idea, but it happened. So here I am, leveling up my little gnome warlock. I was meeting new people and exploring the game from a brand new perspective, which was so exciting for me at the time who was finally ready to game. As I was leveling one night, someone popped into my DMs. Hello! We're the Ankle Biters! We are a PvP-orientated guild, but we are composed exclusively of dwarfs and gnomes! Accept without hesitation. I wanted to give PvP a try, and I really liked a race-exclusive concept of an RP guild. The guild was actually in a very weird state. In the evening, there were usually at most 15 players, while hundreds of other characters were disconnected for a month now. I was having very little interaction with the people in this guild, but I didn't mind back then as I wasn't looking for an in-depth relation, and this character was just my ult to see what was on the other side of the fence. Soon I reached level 82. I was wandering through Deepholm, while a horde druid flew onto me. We were at a high altitude, therefore dismounting in order to PvP would be suicidal, so I didn't mind. How foolish I was. The druid casted a moonfire that instantly dismounted me as I was 3 levels below my opponent. And while I glided gracefully to my inevitable death, I saw the druid just turn back into a bird and fly away. I wasn't angry. I wasn't full of rage. I just smiled. That was sick. That was really fucking cool. I finished my corpse run with the intent to continue just leveling. And as soon as I rezzed, an orc rogue ambushed me. Okay, not as cool a trick. So I run back again. And another ambush. The endless circle of corpse runs to be killed again started to get right on my fucking tits. I also realised there were actually 3 different horde players that were ganking me. There were 2 rogues and the druid. All of them from the same guild. Apes. And wherever the fuck I ran to in Deepholm, they found me. Every fucking time. Oh my god. Are these different authors, Bex? No how did you line this up, Bex? You're a genius. You're a fucking genius. What I did then was the stupidest decision I could have ever made in my life. I wrote down the name of one of the rogues, logged out, logged onto my horde main with a big stop bullying my son vibe. I whispered them in the pink. Hello. I'm the gnome you've been camping for 15 minutes. Can you please leave me alone? Oh no. You dumb bastard. You dumb bastard. I want to explain my point before you all judge me. At the time, the Horde versus the Alliance conflict was a big thing for me, and it was relevant in my roleplay circles. I was assuming that the players who were focusing me were in some sort of crusade against all the Alliance players. And I'm really a Horde main, you see? Not an Alliance main. So you should leave me alone. It's true that I did have this little gnomish thing going on, but I knew where my roleplay loyalties lied. My axe, my shield, and my heart belonged to the Horde. I didn't have to be ganked like one of those Alliance cowards. I was on the same team as the gankers, goddammit. To me, this was irrefutable. And all players must understand where I am coming from. But the reply I got was very different from anything I was expecting. And probably what you and the audience might have expected too. Hey! I know you! You're Arthur's ult! I sighed in relief. I was in the same roleplay guild as him. We're quite close. I'm so sorry I ganked you, he added. I've got to tell them you rage quit. You can log back on your gnome now. You didn't lie. When my poor gnome spawned, there was no trace of any Horde player. I had a smile on my face, thinking how lucky I was that the first time I was getting corpse camped was actually from a friend of mine. The day after, I logged on again on my gnome since I was already level 83 and I wanted to finish up leveling once and for all. Where I got ganked immediately. Different character, but it was apes. I didn't panic. I know people inside. I knew exactly what I had to do. So I logged onto my main and immediately whispered my friend. Hey dude, it's me again. I'm getting ganked by one of your guildies. Can you have a word? The reply I got was once again not one I was expecting. No, mate. No, I can't. What? Can't, mate. You know why? You know why? My Alts guild has decided that we're at war with your guild. And my guild doesn't joke about fucking war, mate. I got a lot of risk by covering you yesterday. I had to do it real sneaky like, you know what I mean? But now we're at war. How is that so important? I mean, we're friends though, right? We're the same team. You know how loyal to the Horde I am. Tell them that it's pointless to gank me. We're on the same team. Sorry, mate. Can't do, mate. It's selective in my guild, and I don't want to risk being kicked. Apes forever. Apes forever. You know what I mean? Disappointed, I decided to ignore my friend and whispered directly to the person who was ganking me. It worked yesterday. Hello, sir. You're ganking my gnome. Can you please stop? I'm really a hordey. If you leave your guild. We're at war. What? Why? You know I'm a horde player. There's no point in ganking me. I don't care, mate. I'll gank you as long as you're in that guild, because guilds are at war right now. G, quit. Give up your banner, and maybe I'll leave you alone. Know what I mean? Don't get it, dude. I'm a horde main. My heart is with the horde. I'll always prefer the horde. Don't care, mate. I'll gank you as long as you got those guild tags above you. You know what I'm saying? I continued to argue with this person for about 10 minutes. I kept telling them how annoying they were and how pointless their ganking was. They didn't care. They started calling me a little bitch. They made fun of me for ages. Oh, oh. Oh God. It was hopeless. I decided to do some investigation on apes to see what is all this about? Why are they so aggressive? Why are they ganking me constantly? Why my friend valued the apes so much? I logged onto my little gnome and I asked in the guild chat, does anybody know about the apes? I never got any clear reply. But apparently several officers from my guild had a pretty big argument with several apes members on the official WoW forums, which had led to a war. My investigation needed to go outside of the game. I went to the official WoW forums. I first found a couple of official posts where members of the guild were acting like dickheads. The average 2012 troll, you might imagine. Aggressive, insulting, edgy. Then I found their guild's forum. Everything there was. Again, aggressive, insulting, and edgy. They had very few public posts, but I took time to read their recruitment process. If your application was interesting, you would be assigned a target in the alliance. In order to join the guild, you would have to kill your prey, take a screenshot, and as the post stated, make a degrading montage meme post using paint. That's actually genius. For a PvP guild, you must gank your prey and make a meme out of it. That's the only kind of people welcome. If your meme was funny enough, you would be invited to the guild. Attached with the post were several examples with corpses tagged with insults. I remember that I found the whole concept quite funny, honestly, but that it could have been made in maybe a less toxic way. I realized later that those pictures were their trademark, and they used to post a bunch of them on the official forums to mock people. I was in shock. My enemy that was corpse camping me was in fact what I would consider a bunch of harassers, with the sole purpose of annoying the rest of the player base. I knew what I had to do. Ignore them and hope they go away. I have a plan. I have a plan, my friends. I will ignore them and hope it stops. I would just let them have fun with me until it got boring to them. And I would never, ever quit my guild. I would prove them wrong. It was my own personal crusade. Me against the apes. A whole guild full of trolls in a challenge of who could be the most stubborn. And so I did. I kept leveling. I grinded in absolute pain. Despite the ambushes and the guild chat being filled of people reporting being attacked in any location they would go, this war had become a nonsense to me. and I would carry my way through. Being loyal to my new alliance guild, the Ankle Biters, grinding my way to the top. I will never forget how I dinged level 85. I had one quest to return and it took me a total of 30 minutes. A rogue ambushed me every step of the way. They wouldn't stop. I died again and again and again, but I would not falter. With pride, I would take my licks and stand up again and keep walking. I turned my quest in and my character emitted those golden particles we've seen before. GG's popped into the guild chat as I was instantly dead. In the following days, I had no more problems with that character. I sat safely in Stormwind, RPing where they couldn't kill me, and trying to bond with my guild that I had died countless times for. They didn't seem to care, though. They didn't hold my achievement in high regard. My determination, my perseverance didn't seem to matter one little bit. Apparently, I had a guild note that I couldn't see. And you know what it said? Horde player. That's it. But to this guild, this Alliance guild, that meant that I couldn't be trusted. I asked them why they would label me with such a thing. You said you would always prefer the Horde. We know it. One of them replied, I have seen your forum posts. Oh, I have seen the forum post. I was intrigued. The guy was apparently referring to the official forum that I rarely visited. I decided to have a look. What I saw that day marked me. And I mean that sincerely. It marked me. It's clearly not a big deal for most of you hearing this tale. But I would just remind you that at the time, the internet hasn't showed me how toxic it can be. Oh, you're about to get educated. I was barely 18 years old at this point. I was exhausted by IRL work. I had only had Facebook for less than 2 years. And so far, the internet had been a safe home for me. The top post of my Realms forums had my character name in it. The author was the rogue that had ganked me endlessly on my way to return my final quest. I had been made the subject of a meme. A paint meme. Turning my determination into stupidity. Aggressively, the meme made fun of how stupid I was and my lack of skill for constantly being res killed. Hiding the fact that the screenshot had been taken right after I passed 85. As an extra bonus were pasted screenshots of my conversation that I had had with my main of another guild member of the Apes that I had previously talked about in this story. And obviously the replies. Horde and Alliance players alike were making fun of me. I had unknowingly become the top joke of our entire server. Aww! I then realized this isn't even the first post that I was the star of. In addition, the apes had tracked down every recent forum post I had written the last month and replied to all of them with insults about how shit I was. I was stunned. Sure, I was panicking a bit. And for a while I refused to even log on to my main character. I was afraid to receive more harassment in the pink. But don't get me wrong, that wasn't my main feeling at that point. I guess my perspective on that was mainly impacted by the fact that I was currently doing a very exhausting and demanding job that didn't really pay me very well. But my reaction was, what kind of neckbeard nerds do this to other people? You sweaty bastards. I was pissed. I was sincerely pissed. I'm all for a bit of trolling, a bit of bants. But this was next level. There was now like a story about my character. And in my mind, seeing people wasting their lives that way was sad. It was a waste of time. Time that to me suddenly had become a precious resource. How in the hell would you be in such need of getting a bigger WoW dick by making fun of other people? And my second reaction to all of this was how angry I was against the Ankle Biters. I went to hell and back because of their guild. just because they probably fell for a dumb troll in a forum some fucking months ago. I have been loyal to the ankle biters until the end. And also because I am stubborn as hell, but they never showed a single fucking ounce of appreciation for me not just leaving their guild and not having to deal with any of this bullshit. For not quitting their circle jerk of 10 dwarves spending 10 hours a day complaining about being ganked in guild chat. Even worse, after all this and hitting that max level, they still considered me an outsider. I got my shit together. Decided I'm not going to log on my main for a couple of days and focus on other hidden characters that people don't already know of across the realm. But at the same time, Alliance side roleplay was way better than the Horde. So I kept playing my gnome. Again, not putting a foot outside of Stormwind because I knew I was a target. Something had changed me. I believe I had matured and outgrown the drama. I wasn't discussing with my dumb guild anymore. I wasn't engaging in the official forums. I was just having fun, doing what I enjoy. With the people I wanted to do it with. Fuck the rest of them. I wasn't just a regular casual player anymore. I had evolved, goddammit, into a you don't pay my sub Super Saiyan. A true member of the 9 to 5 IRL guild. I am full casual and proud. One night, as the dozens of usual members of the guild were discussing once again the drama, a new topic came up. Apparently, one member of our guild was also a member of the Apes. We had been infiltrated. And they had to figure out who it was. I don't know why, but that night I decided I'm going to join into this conversation. And I write down, in a very polite, respectful, and mature way, that this was very unlikely. And that perhaps all the murder, the bloodshed, and the constant ganking were making them paranoid. The reply I got was simple as you might imagine. Shut up, rat. You're a Horde player. Based on the whole story that I told you so far, you can imagine how absurd that sounded to me. I wasn't even angry, though. I was in a good mood. I just replied that you're not making any sense. I didn't mention the dozens and dozens of forum messages that were making fun of me. I didn't mention the hours spent in corpse runs just so I could be a part of this guild. No, I had changed. I'd moved on. I just logged off, because it was getting late, and I had to take care of a bunch of kids in the morning. But before I went to bed, I logged into the Battle.net website. And for the first time in my whole life, I willingly, without any pushing from my parents, unsubscribed from WoW. Just leave the guild! Why did you stay? What the fuck? I don't understand. Why are you still there? Why? Just leave, man! Something had definitely changed in me. In the span of a single week, I went from the most cringy WoW teenager fan, writing fanfic and dreaming about being the last player of the game as I would always love it, to a young adult making the decision to quit this cesspool. At the time, I wasn't angry or sad. Just couldn't care. I remember telling myself that people were on nerves because of Cataclysm. It'll get better with Mr. Pandaria. I was even more excited for Mr. Pandaria and was planning to resubscribe for its launch. I never played Mr. Pandaria. I came back during late Warlords of Draenor. That is copium to the extreme. It also had changed quite a lot. I couldn't recapture that love I once had. I still frequently play World of Warcraft. I got Curve in 9.0 and left in 9.1 like any average WoW player. I used to love it. I used to be my entire world. But since that single night that I still remember vividly to this day, WoW is just another game. When I look at current game, I often ask myself, is it the game that changed? Or did I change? I like to believe that part of the answer lies in this little story. I hope you enjoyed it and had a little giggle as whatever I tell it. I might return at some point with more juicy drama. Those games are all about their community. And don't forget that some of their members are very, very strange. Have a wonderful day to you and your audience. Both. Like... You're certainly not innocent. You're not innocent. Why? I don't know where that... I mean, that's... I guess it's stubbornness, right? It's just stubbornness. But why you stuck around, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Why? Nearly every second drama time we ever do, there's always some tale of someone being absolutely battered into the existence and still staying in that guild. Hoping. The copium is real on that situation. That is real copium, is hoping it'll get better and better. I cannot. Woohoo. There you go. Woohoo. Okay, Sirac and Marco, our wonderful website supporters, are going to be the stars of this little show. We are going to track the thief. Okay. Let's have fun. Let's have a little, let's have a story. Greetings, preacher, your wonderful audience. Insert glowing praise and blatant brown-nosing here. Feed my ego, please. Thank you. I've been a fan for ages and thought I'd send in a story of my time in World of Warcraft. Let's get some Final Fantasy stories in, you lot. Let's get them in. It's a short one, but I loved it. I started playing again, similar to most people, at the end of the Burning Crusade, when my boyfriend got me into the game. We had leveled together, but being guildless chumps, we struggled to find anyone who wanted to do endgame dungeons and things together. Wanting more control over this, and with Wrath... Oh, God. The starting husband-wife guild, aren't you? Wanting more control over this, and with Wrath of the Lich King coming up, we decided we'll start our own guild, and it'll be perfect! My boyfriend and I decided to power level tanks. It's a recipe for death. He would be a warrior, and I would be a paladin. I even nearly wiped a Karazhan raid by being colorblind on Netherspite. Oh, fuck that. I'm out. I'm out. No, I'm not doing it. In the green one. Where's the green one, though? Eventually, Wrath came, and we made our guild and started recruiting our team. We were mostly still scrubs, but we got a good group of nerds together to do some gaming. We cleared the content because Wrath launch content, because it was Wrath launch content, as you know. And I will always remember the moment of our first Kel'Thuzad kill when the rep paladin that had DC'd at the start of the fight logged in before we wipe and killed the boss for us. Wow, what a player. But the real meat of our story came when we decided to do something difficult. We're pro players. We've got everything on farm. Where are they going, guys? You guys should know. So it's time to do something really, really difficult. Where are they going? And it's not going to be fun. We decided it was time that we tackled Sartharian 3 Drakes. How hard can it be? We thought to ourselves. We had already killed the boss with 2 dragons. That was really easy. So Marco, my boyfriend, and the guild master decided it was time for us to go for 3 Drakes. At the same time, we were trialing a new bear druid so we could have more options for tanking. Our big fuzzy bear was called Sirac. Sirac was a good player, playing a druid, okay. He did his job and was fairly well geared. Maul. Mangle. Maul. It took us a long time because we were still shit and I was healing, which I suck at, but eventually we did kill that dragon and his 3 friends. Cheers were shouted and loot was taken. Something really good for our bear boy Sirac dropped. I can't remember what maybe. A tier piece, maybe a trinket or a tier token, something. Marco, being a computer science major, was focused on AI. Had developed his own special loot system to help our guild. It was points-based, but it was not DKB. Oh no. I can't remember the specifics, but I do still have the database on an external hard drive. I love special loot systems. They're great. They're fantastic. I know from being the person that administered Marco's system that Sirac, being a new player, was unlikely to get the item. But our guild was a bunch of good friends, good nerds, you know how it is. We knew that getting the right item to the right person strengthened the whole. It would make everything smoother going forward. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, guys? It really would. At least most of us thought that way. Or so I choose to remember that time. Everyone passed. Serac was uncontested, and so he got the item he wanted. And he G-quit and logged out. Player. What could a druid get from South Dar? I assume it's 10 man. What would a druid get from South Darian 3 Drakes? It's got to be tier, right? Has it got to be a tier piece? What the fuck can a feral druid? A bag? Can't be the bag. Is it gloves? Something like that, right? Fucking people and loot, man. Marco was absolutely fucking seething. Everyone else was confused and upset, but Marco had become a ball of fucking rage. You see, Marco was a very religious man with a strong sense of loyalty and a burning hatred for betrayal. He wholeheartedly believed... Okay, I have to read this sentence, and I wasn't prepared. Marco wholeheartedly believed that a girl who cheated on him once was, in his words, smote by God when she later contracted herpes. That's what God's doing. That's what he's all about. He's all about that. I tell you now. I tell you about it. God's all about giving people herpes. But now we understand how serious Marco takes it, right? So Marco told me to... I don't know if you married Marco at some point, but... I mean, part of me hopes you didn't. But I also hope you didn't get herpes. Did you get smote? You got the smote, didn't you? I hope you said that. Oh, you got the smote. So Marco told me to finish giving out the loot while he was going to... Oh, fucking hell. Take care of things. And that's actually in quotation marks. He's going to take care of things. He started with the people in the guild who recommended Serac. They knew him from the game, but not well. Just a guy who they bumped into who was a good tank. But they knew other people who may know Serac better. Oh shit, we're actually hunting him down. So Marco went to them. Eventually, Marco uncovered the truth. This had been Serac's plan all along. He was going to find what he had told his friends, a scrub guild, get some loot off them, and then leave. And not just the guild, the whole server, so no one could follow. Serac had made a mistake. He had told one of his friends what server he was going to, and Marco found out. Marco followed him. Marco made a new character, and found all the best guilds on the server. Marco spoke to all of them, let them know who Serac was, what he had done, and ensured that Serac would be blacklisted. No one would let that thieving bear steal their picnic baskets. I like that joke, by the way. That was them, not me. Marco even made an alliance character to do the same thing on the blue team. Serac was fucked. Serac realized this. Serac's server transferred again. Marco found him again. And once more, in Marco's words, he salted the fields. Fucking hell. This is getting biblical. This is getting biblical, man. Serac moved servers again in the hopes of finding a guild that would accept him, and all of them my angry lover followed. And through all these server changes, my angry lover followed in his footsteps, calling out his sins to the heavens, as he described it. Are you religious? I'm just curious, because this would scare the shit out of me. If Emma started talking like this, smote by God, salting the fields, sins from the heavens, I'm out. I'm out on that one. I'm taking the kids and I'm fucking running. I'm running. Eventually, Serac stopped logging in at all. Marco continuously checked up for weeks, for it looked like he had driven him from the game. Scourged from the face of the world by Marco's holy rage. Fucking hell, Marco. He was so happy. Fucking hell. You had never seen a skinny Polish man so happy in his life. In his words, justice had been served, God was in his heaven, and all was right once again in the world. The next week, Blizzard offered free server transfers off our server, and half the Horde population left, taking our PvP-focused players with them and leaving our guild crippled. We disbanded the guild. Marco even put good words with other guilds still left on our server for some of us, and we all went our separate ways. Did you as well? Did you leave your boyfriend by just moving server? It was if, and I honestly felt this way, the universe had to balance out Marco's joy by destroying our guild in order to bring balance back to the Force. You think God? You think God offers free server transfers? Because I don't think, I mean, I don't think so. Like, personally. I don't think that's the way that went down. No one else would ever have to feel Marco's wrath. Is Blizz God? God Blizzard himself, the Force does. I hope you enjoyed our little story, Preacher. Congrats on the success of your subathon. Thank you very much. And may you never cross a justice-obsessed Pollock. I better keep Raven happy. I don't know. The first book of Hazakostas. The second coming of Ghostcrawler. And all those wonderful things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's stream. It has been a momentous day, and we are not finished yet. We are back tomorrow night. It is Halloween. I should have a costume. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be playing some Phasmophobia VR with the team. Should be a nice old evening to have a beer with on a Saturday night. If not, Heaven's Ward begins on Monday. Heaven's Ward begins on Monday. We have one boss remaining to kill. We may do it tomorrow night before Halloween, follow Halloween stream, or we may do it on Monday before the Heaven's Ward main story. But it is starting. It is starting. Halloween's on Sunday, but I can't stream Sunday. I have family things. Other than that, love you all. Hope to see you tomorrow. If not, I hope to see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Have fun. Enjoy your trick-or-treating. And I'll see you. Bye-bye.